Good morning, viewers at home. Welcome to the program Superdawn. I am Vera. I'll support with you on this edition of the program. Well, today on this program, we're going to look at drug abuse and illicit trafficking. I am not alone this morning. I have with me
Anthony Osagbo. Good morning to the world. Good morning, Vera.
Good morning to all of you. Away from looking at drug abuse and illicit trafficking, we're going to look through the papers and read some of the headlines and maybe stories of the papers this morning. And then the phone lines will be open. It's a beautiful, cool Wednesday morning, but something happened yesterday. And I said yesterday on the show that if I come, we're going to be on colors, we're going to scream and laugh and shout. But hey, thank God we are alive and well. The Nigerian match with Argentina yesterday, I had to step behind and wanted to watch in the office with my colleagues. I wish we can bring this unedited video that took place yesterday while we were watching the match. Someone got straight to the screen and was, putting his crucifix, sign of the cross. Another person, KG, knelt before the screen and said, oh God, when they wanted to take the penalty, when they wanted to score. Well, it all happened yesterday, and Argentina scored us first. But I saw the Super Eagles at that period in time, not wanting to give up, took again with different style. Trust Musa was there. But even at that time when the passing was on, I never liked the role of Nilichi. What's his name? I'm going to forget him. Well, but all the same, we stood watching television, thinking that, hey, this is going to happen for us. But it didn't happen at a particular time where we had to equalize. And we continued watching. And 90 minutes into the second half, something pathetic happened. And this morning, am I telling a story or I'm preaching? It's a story. The sad news happened where they scored and the ball went and a goal we had. And they scored us 2-1. Just few minutes, about 4 minutes to the end of that match. This is sad for Nigeria, but I must say something at this point that we did try our best. But I don't know what we did to that referee that just don't like our skin or just don't like the name Nigeria. He wasn't on our favor. Officiating side of that yesterday's tournament was not it for Nigeria at all, because, hey, we played football. But in football, it's not about playing football. It's about tearing it into the net and shouting, it's a goal. We never saw that happen after the first one we had. Football, they say, can be contagious. Football, they say, is very emotional. And that came the tears for all Nigerians yesterday, where we didn't win that match. Oh my goodness. Am I running a commentary this morning? It was a sad one for Nigeria. But again, I said to myself, after the first half, why not loads of changes? What happened to our coach? Do we really need another coach, or we need to talk some senses into this particular one? Well, this is not the topic for today. We're going to wait until the sports people come and tell us what really happened there. A sad one for Nigeria. But I must say again that we did try our best, but it wasn't good enough. That songwriter is right. It wasn't good enough for Nigeria yesterday, but I keep smiling and say they tried so hard. But there's something they call luck in football. Man, I don't want to believe in it, but I saw something they say there's luck in football. We were blessed to have fantastic players that will be returning back home. So sad, Nigeria. But once again, good morning to you. We go on this break, and when we come back, it is the newspaper review segment and not the sports segment. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back.
Superdawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. It's a newspaper review segment. Enough of the sports this morning. But we still have sports segments. We get to that place and we continue. The first story this morning is from the New Telegraph. And it says, insecurity, threat to 2019 elections from INEC. And here says, the writer says, commission register 9.7 million new voters. Yes.
That's a whole lot of people that are ready to vote for coming 2019 election. But then, just like the headline says, insecurity is a very big threat to the nation's elections. At the ward level, the APC Ward Congress elections, we had cases where lives were lost. You know, so putting that in place, you know, when you think about that, you tend to think about it like, okay, would I even be encouraged to go vote when I know for sure there might be cases of insecurity?
They might not be. They might not be. Well, they might not be. Yes.
So, to an extent, I just feel this is a call for the security agencies to step up the game. You know, this 2019 election is everyone is waiting for that day. The politicians, the people running for office, the electorates, we are waiting, and I'm very sure this is one election everybody's going to take part in.
Yeah, when you say 9.7 million Nigerians, for me, it's not a good one still. If you look at the numbers of people in this country, we all need to get registered. If you still want this government to continue, all you need to do is get your voter's card. And if you feel otherwise, all you also need to do is to get your voter's card. Go and register. You don't need to be told. But this is not a good news this morning when they say insecurity, threat to 2019 election. Do not let anybody stop you from casting your vote. And it came from INEC. We also have this, ICPC recovers 7 cars from ex-fan officials. And the writer says agencies vows to recover more. The independent corrupt practices and other related offenses has recovered 17 cars from officials of the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. The top officials of the agency who left service recently made away with vehicles, and they had to recover those vehicles.
Well, that's a good one. That's a very good one. It's you see, we don't just keep making allegations and just keep making allegations. When you suspect something, you probe, do your investigations. There are documents. At this time, at this era, documents are what we work with. So by the time you could, you know, audit things and find out that, okay, this happened, that happened, it's only right that these phones or vehicles, as the case may be, are being recovered.
No, but I know that. I know that in places like these official vehicles, some of them get loans. They're supposed to service their loans to get it, so it makes it their personal one. And some of them, we want to go with it, but it's not supposed to be.
Yes.
And so when you're being sent away, you need to return all the official
Company,
documents belonging
documents.
to you because you're no more part of that company.
Organization.
Okay, we also have in this morning, Buhari, don't blame me for herdsmen killings. Buhari is saying, don't blame him for herdsmen killing. I think we need to get that story this morning. The president has said, do not blame him for herdsmen killing. President Muhammadu Buhari has said that it is unjustifiable to blame him for killing of Nigerians but suspected armed herdsmen in different parts of the country. Buhari vows to prosecute the perpetrators of killings in Plateau State, assuring that he will not relent in his responsibility to protect lives and properties of every Nigerian. This is as Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State declared that over 200 people died in that attack. Lalong said the glory picture of killings of innocent citizens, women and children continue to torment his heart. It's not just about his heart alone. It's not about him. Yesterday, I couldn't even continue in the program just thinking in my head that people can be burned. People, you can just slit throats. You can kill people. I don't know what will warrant people to go to do such a thing.
When you look at the amount of people that have been killed over the months, starting from the first day of this year, straight down, it's very, very alarming. And when you look at these things, I think a way forward, number one, I wouldn't say is the best thing to trade the blame game, pointing out fingers. I only feel the best thing right now is to prefer solutions. How can we do away with these killings, eradicate these killings? And the fact that you're pointing fingers to the president and him coming out to say, okay, it's not my fault, you shouldn't blame me, I feel on the president's side is not applaudable. I feel he should just come out and give direct orders as that to how to, kill this menace, and not really coming out to say, okay, it's not my fault, it's not my fault.
Well, I don't know, but he has said it's not, you shouldn't blame him, don't blame him for these killings, and he has said he's going to bring the perpetrators to book. So we want to wait for him to do that. We also have here, and it says, vitamin D deficiency raises lungs disease risks. Still in the papers, we have JAMB, 475,846 admission spaces not filled in 2017. And the writer says ministers order JAMB to annually publish matriculated students list. Not filled. Why is it not filled when they tell you it's already filled up? Okay.
That's something we need to look into anyway.
Yeah, okay. We have this. Military welfare, top priority to federal government, Buhari. We also have this from the CJN, says, I'm committed to reform judiciary. Okay, finally I take this story in the New Telegraph. Oshomole to Buhari, probe Obasanjo, recover $16 billion per loot. And the writer says, roll out policy direction of his regime, says, change remains APC slogan. You can get hold of the New Telegraph so you can read more on it.
Okay, moving on to the Vanguard. On the very front page we have here, death toll, now 135 as Buhari visits Plateau. It comes with a writer that says, Osibanjo warns against religious war. Plateau CP removed, redeployed to force headquarters. I'll take the story here. It says, the death toll in last weekend's attack on some villages in 3 local government areas of Plateau State by herdsmen has hit 135 as President Muhammadu Buhari visited the troubled state yesterday. Vanguard reported on Monday that no fewer than 120 persons, comprising 34 in Nekan, 39 in Konfang, and 47 in Ruku village, were killed in the coordinated attacks, though the police confirmed 86 casualties. However, the attacks, which continued on Monday, despite the dawn to dusk curfew imposed on the 3 local government areas by Plateau State government, claimed 15 persons more as at yesterday in Dorawa Baba village in Bakan Ladi local government areas. That is the amount of killings that have taken
Well,
place.
we had that
that's
yesterday,
135.
and
The summation.
I just pray that this will just stop. I don't know how we should have a button to press so that just say stop button and it stops. But I don't know why this is still on.
Okay, this one says, Oshomole assumes office, says Obasanjo must return $16 billion power funds, face prosecutions. I'll take the story. It says, Comrade Adams Oshomole yesterday assumed office as national chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, vowing a revolution in party administration, even as they pledged that former President Olusegun Obasanjo must return the $16 billion he alleged was allocated to the power sector during his presidency. Oshomole said under his watch, the party would be supreme and that all party stalwarts, including the president, would be bound by the party decisions. He also confirmed and affirmed a new regime of regularity in the meetings of the party's statutory organs. This happened yesterday. But then what really hit me is the $16 billion power funds, which they are alleging that the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, embezzled. But
yes,
then
yet again, I want to see how the story goes first, because we don't have to take side. And let's see how it goes. If truly this can be recovered from him, if it's stolen or taken, in whatever way you want to say it, I will applaud this government. But if it's just talking without substantive clearance to it, hey, that would be another talking matter. But I just pray that they get to the root of it, and let's see if it's true or not.
This one says, Union seeks Buhari's intervention as another Nigerian killed in South Africa. The Nigerian Union in South Africa has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene in Friday's killing of another Nigerian in South Africa. The Publicity Secretary of the Union in South Africa, Habib Salihu, made the appeal yesterday in Pretoria, South Africa. He said the victim, James Eke, 36, an indigene of Imo State, was killed at Magbo Payne Station near Pretoria by unknown assailants.
Yeah, if you look at the history of killings, especially in Pretoria, in South Africa, SA, it's getting too many. And I think we've seen where Nigerians, not only youth, have been killed in outside the country. I think if anybody, especially say to the governor on diaspora, this is a wake-up call. You cannot be killing our people and we'll be quiet about it. I've never seen, I'm still waiting for the government that will take up a case and probably go to the international court and to stop this kind of killings. You can't go to, we don't do that here anyway. We don't encourage that anyway here in Nigeria. You go to South Africa, you hear the ones of Dubai. You go to the UK,
Libya,
and you see how Nigerians are being just killed and nothing. Yes. There's silence. I think we need to stop this, get the president of South Africa involved and tell him we cannot continue. If you kill a Nigerian, something will happen to 10 South Africans. Until then, we will continue to hear things like this. It has to stop.
It has to stop.
It has to stop.
When you look at this, why is it now that this is very aggravated? I mean, Nigerians,
it's been like that for a long while.
It's been like that, but recently it's been just too much. I mean, Nigerians are loved all over the world. Anywhere you go, anywhere, any black country in Nigerian steps foot, he gets that attention, that love, all of that. But now it's a different case. I mean, I think we need to an extent, still work on our image. At the same time, like you said, the president needs to do something about that.
No, we need to step, that's just the truth. We need to step in. We need to get the president of all of this country get involved. You cannot keep killing us. If you keep doing that to Nigerians, they should all go back to their country. It's as simple as that. You go to another man's country and you're not safe as a Nigerian. Meanwhile, other people come to Nigeria. They come in here and you see the respect and regard we give to them. We must be respected. in or out of this country. I don't think we should be quiet about this. If we keep quiet, it will continue and it will not stop.
Well, Nigerians, we know not to keep quiet though, so definitely something will be done. This one says, Igbo must change attitude to save dying language. This is coming from Ejiofor. The chairman for the propagation of Igbo language and culture, Professor Peter Ejiofor, has attributed what he called the gradual death of Igbo language to the activities of Igbo people in all spheres of human endeavor, arguing that unless the people reversed their attitude, Igbo language will soon become extinct.
Well, I don't know, but I feel we should begin to train our children. I don't want to talk about myself. Don't ask me if I can speak my dialect. But I can speak anyway, but not fluent. You know, growing up, your parents will want you not to start speaking wrongly. And so sometimes they put a ban on you. If you speak wrong English, you're in trouble. And so you're brought up with speaking English and correcting your English language, and that begins to affect how you speak your dialect. And so lots of children don't even know how to communicate in their dialect, local dialect. And I think it's very important that we must speak, speak your language.
Yes,
communicate with your language.
We need to speak our language just to,
that
keep
dialect,
our
your local dialect is very important.
Our culture. I mean, we have to keep our culture. It doesn't have to be erased because of modernization and the likes. But then I wouldn't go with the suggestion that we shouldn't be too involved in human endeavors in all spheres. We could as well be involved in anything you want to be involved in. But what is most important is knowing your roots. And I think this is where the government, the federal government, the state government, the local government comes in. We need to promote our culture. It's not just by saying, okay, don't be involved in other cultural activities, but then promote your own culture.
I don't think they said you shouldn't be involved in other cultural activities.
No.
I don't think they said
Other
so.
endeavors,
what they are
human
trying
endeavors.
to do is telling us, encouraging people so that your dialect, your local language doesn't go extinct. What they're trying to do is encourage local languages, communicate in local dialects, your culture, because we're Africans, we have beautiful cultures. I think that's what they're trying to do. But we'll go on this break. Are you done?
Okay, I'll just take this last headline. It says, ban Mieti Allah, Association Lawyers Platform urges the federal government.
I really don't know why. I don't know the support for Mieti Allah. Yesterday's paper, all over the stories, all over the tabloid, we saw where this guy said they killed their 300 cows, and to retaliate, they killed lives. I think that alone is indicting to them. I think that alone is enough to get them apprehended, to ask questions, and to get them, into the prisons.
Yes, I feel the Mieti Allah, they are one core point that we should be looking at. They are a group of people that should be able to give answers to these killings, and not just give answers, but give answers to us how we can fight this menace, because it has, at least it's related to them, Cattle Headers Association. So if they can't help the situation, then I don't know, that's like on the downside.
Okay, we'll go on this break, and when we come back, we'll take some of the headlines and we'll go straight to the topic of the day. Let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Superdawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen Television. Let your voice be heard. Join us. Superdawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us. Superdawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
Welcome back. We still continue with the newspaper review segment, but we'll take some headlines on just a story. We have the Punch newspaper this morning, and it says, it's unjust to say I'm silent on killings by headsmen, Buhari. And the writer says, President not doing enough to end killings, reps. We also have from the CDHR, says, IG removes Plateau CP. Federal government has failed. We also have here Plateau killings. Ezekwesili embarked on a low protest to Asu Villa. And the picture story, not too good, where I don't know why a woman should be rough-handled like this. We saw security agencies pulling her off. The extreme right of that paper, the Punch this morning, pulling her away from the Asu Rock gate. I don't think that is nice enough to rough handle a woman. That's not good enough. We also have here the vox pop of the Punch is federal government's decision to share $500 million Abacha loot among vulnerable Nigerians. Right? Is that right? I don't know your thought on that. But we also have here Punch appoints new chairman and director. You need to get hold of the Punch. Don't use Southwest lands for cattle ranches. Afenifere tells governors. SARS operatives shattered Ogun teacher's leg with bullets. And the writer says housewife set 13-year-old boy ablaze in Abia. Finally, from the DMO, it says bank must get Adeosun's approval before lending to states. That's all we can take from the Punch this morning. Away from the Punch, we'll get the news, the Daily Trust, pardon me.
On the Daily Trust, we have here, Oshomole. Obasanjo will leave to face prosecution. That's coming from the new APC chairman, Oshomole. This one says 50 federal agencies run by acting CEOs. Buhari visits Plateau State, says killings not religious. This one says another AKC assembly member dumps PDP for APC. This one says CBN injects $210 million into foreign exchange markets. Pandemonium in Delta government house over articles largesses. And I'll take a story. This one says law to regulate social media on the way. This is from the Senate panel, and that's on page 8 of the Daily Trust, which will be my last story, but I'll just take it. It says the National Assembly will make law to regulate Nigerians on social media. The Chairman Senate Committee on ICT and Cybercrime, Abdul Fattah Buhari, has said. Senator Buhari, who disclosed this yesterday on the sideline on of the 2018 Cybersecurity Conference in Abuja said social media should be regulated because many Nigerians are misusing it. If left unregulated, he said, the activities on social media were capable of setting the country on fire, especially as the country approaches national elections. He said, and I quote, "We have got experts to advise us and we have presented a bill to the Senate. The bill has passed the first reading and it has been listed for the second reading." He said a lot of Nigerians made false claims and false accusations on social media to bring down those perceived to be their political enemies.
Okay, that's how we can go for the segment. Up next, we want to look at drug abuse and illicit trafficking. June 28 globally is the World Drug Abuse Day, and it was celebrated in Nigeria as well. If we talk about drugs, we're looking at that substance that that is used medically to change a state of the body function. But once it is misused, it becomes dangerous and deadly. We want to look at drug abuse in Nigeria this morning and illicit trafficking of drug abuse. We'll be right back.
Superdawn, your daily live current affairs program where topical issues that border on politics, economy, sport, and sizzling national issues are analyzed, now holds every Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Superscreen television. Let your voice be heard. Join us.
These are tips to help stay strong and healthy. Learn to do stretching exercises when you wake up. It boosts circulation and digestion and eases back pain. Studies have shown that eating a proper breakfast is one of the most positive things you can do if you're trying to lose weight. Breakfast skippers tend to gain weight. A balanced diet includes fresh fruits or fruit juice, a high-fiber breakfast cereal, low-fat milk or yogurt with wheat toast, and a boiled egg. Many people do not know how to brush their teeth properly. Improper brushing can cause much damage to your teeth and gums. It's not brushing at all. Lots of people do not brush for long enough, floss, nor see a dentist regularly.
Welcome back. Well, we want to look at drug abuse. This has generated heated argument amongst youth in Nigeria. Looking at drug abuse and illicit trafficking in Nigeria, if you look at the record, about, say, 1.8 million youth had lost their lives through drug abuse in recent times. So we want to look at it together this morning. Anthony, when we say drug abuse, what comes to your mind?
Basically, drug abuse is when you're misusing or using in excess any drug. Now, drugs in the sense of medical drugs and illicit drugs. Illicit drugs, herbs, weed, cocaine, even alcohol. When you use these things and you use them excessively, then it is being abused.
Okay, that's misusing it wrongly.
That's the word.
You're misusing it wrongly when you're not supposed to use a drug. Remember that even recently, the syrup, the cough syrup was even stopped, was banned because it was misused. And those days, we take this because we don't want, your throat, you want to clear your throat and all of that. And if you look at the rate, 76 million Nigerians, 76 million Nigerians struggle with alcohol. And the result of this is alarming. It's death. There's no other word to use. We have steaming youth in Nigeria, and looking at the way they go into taking drugs, you begin to wonder why the craze for it.
The amount is very alarming when you look at the figure. I mean, we are just 76 million out of how many million? How many is left that is not struggling with alcohol? Come on, it's very alarming. But then we need to understand these things, that it's not just you wake up in the morning, you take this or you take that. Even if you take Panadol for a wrong purpose, Panadol is supposed to ease you off headaches and the likes, but then you take these things because you want to feel some certain type of way. It is being abused. Now, when you look at this, what are the causes of these drug abuse? What could be the cause? Why do I want to take codeine to get this kind of lofty feeling? Hello, when you take codeine, they say they take it because it makes them slow.
So why do you want to become sluggish?
Why would you want to be slow?
Why do you want to be sluggish? Why do you want to be slow? Why do you want to be knocked down, knocked off? Why do you want to have such feelings? What has brought, what has brought people to that state? What do you think is really the cause for young people to feel, I want to be high?
To start
That's
with,
the word. Why must it be high?
To start with, peer pressure. Let's take first for instance, youths. We glorify so many wrong things. We glorify things that are not supposed to be glorified. When we are supposed to be glorifying eating good food, being healthy, we glorify a state of highness and say, okay, this is how you should be as a youth, in pop culture, in all of that. So then, coming back to peer pressure, most of my friends are doing it. And to me, I feel, okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's a youth thing. Let's just do it. And then you try it. And to an extent, you feel, okay, I like it because your friends are already doing it. That's one key thing. So yes, a cause of this is peer pressure.
Okay, away from peer pressure. Okay, even at that, you say peer pressure. If my friend is doing something, must I do it? Must you do it because your friends are doing it? Let's get this interview. There's an interview we had. I think we need to get it. And I like what this is saying right now. Say no to drugs. It kills, and you will never come back. Your families are not going to see you. Your friends are not going to see you anymore. And so you need to just go away from this kind of feelings you want to feel right now. You might not be there to explain what happened afterwards. But let's get this short interview. We'll be right back.
Those people, they came from NDLA. Yes. Maybe we are going to connect you with those people. Or they made some exercise book and so.
Dr. Ife Joseph Akeshe, the president of Royal Line Social Welfare Foundation. NDLA ambassador. We are here in respect of today as the National Day, the International Day Drug Abuse. And our mission of coming here today is just to exercise today's program to the world and to the country entirely. And we are here to express our feelings on these manners that destroys the youths, the future leaders. Because if not well checkmated now, I'm quite sure the whole country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and which eventually if it's been touched once the whole country is gone. So that is why we are out to exercise our feelings on drug abuse. And we really believe that the governor, mostly this Lagos State governor, is one of the governors that are fighting against corruption. So that's why we're having this today. Thank you very much.
My name is Kabir Abiodun Makunjola. I'm the national PRO of this.
Welcome back. Well, that's the World Drug Abuse Day, and it's a World International Drug Abuse Against Abuse Day. We must know that this is not good for the health. When a doctor, when you're not following a prescribed drugs, you just take it on your own. You feel maybe you want to be high, according to Anthony. You want to feel cool. Some people want to be cool.
Feel cool.
It doesn't make you social. It doesn't make you less social if you don't do it. And I think it's very important. See what that man says. We're standing or sitting on the path of God. This country, the youth of today need to know that it is not right to take drugs. But one thing for me, I keep saying, is parenting. You need, yeah, it has to start from the home, not on the street.
Okay, the thing, Vera, you see, it doesn't start from the, I think what you mean is the trying to curb it.
Yes, campaigning against it.
Starts from the home. But then, I feel what I should be looking at right now, what I'm trying to look at is how we can curb this outdoors. Because definitely, drugs don't get abused in the house.
I know, but it depends on the training of the kids.
Yes, then when they go out there,
when
they go out there, they get exposed, especially when they get into the university. You get exposed to so many things that you haven't seen before. And then you get to get yourself involved in it. So then I think we should find a strategy to fight these things outdoors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not just outdoors alone. When you say outdoors, not just out there, fighting it out there. No. What I'm saying is from the home. Some parents don't like to discuss some things that is related to things like this with their children. They feel, no, I don't want to, it's going to expose their kids. No, you must educate their kids from home. Letting your kids know from primary school that if you're into this kind of things, you might not live to tell the story. That if you follow this kind of sets of people, these people take these things because they want to be high. Some people don't talk to their kids. There's no communication. And so that's why I said from the home. You know, you don't have to shy away from all these things. True. You tell the kids, you see that man lying on the streets there, he's drunk because he took excessive alcohol. And that's why people, because some kids, why even when you're driving, they'll say, why is that guy behaving like this? Let the kid know that he's drunk, and that's why he's behaving foolish. Permit me to use the word. You know, the child will grow up knowing that these things make people act this way or look this way. And you see armed robbery on television. Put your kids there and say they went to steal. And that's why they are like this, they are being chained. This will send some signals to the child because it's still growing up. The child is still growing up. You can also do what we're seeing right now on television, where you can get them educated, call for conferences, get students and youth together, get people to talk about them. This is what they are listening to right now. So we're watching. These children, these students, someone is educating them. We can get that. You know, instead of, remember what happened to one of the artists, one of the backup singer or whatever, took excessive alcohol, mixed it, and they give it a name these days, all sorts of names.
All sorts of names.
They call it, they give it a name these days. See what is taken without prescription. You're supposed to take maybe 2 tablespoons, and he just put it into his mouth. He just start taking it.
Just
open
like
it.
that.
No, you know, he's just taking it like that. No prescription, nothing. And at the end of the day, he's been knocked down by a vehicle, and they say, hey, someone had killed him. He actually had killed himself before someone killed him anyway. So we need to get the society together. We need to get our youth together. We need to get them. Government needs to do a lot in this aspect.
You know, when you put your liver to too much work, especially for alcoholism, you take too much alcohol, then your liver has so much work to do, you know. And this, to an extent, is a very slow killer. You wouldn't notice because you don't check yourself. But then when you keep on with this habit of strong alcoholism, there are people that wake up in the morning before they do think of anything, they first want to get high. I mean, take 1-2 shots of vodka or the likes. All of that, all of those things, it affects the mind. There are people that can't stay 1 hour without taking something strong, something
because it's a habit. Because you made it get to that level where it's addictive now. You cannot stop, you need help, and it's now getting to the stage where you're going to be placed somewhere, surveillance somewhere. I mean, you see some people inject themselves like what we're seeing right now. And but the question now is, when people keep saying, when you get them, you get to find out, ask them, why are you into all this kind of, my friends pushed me. Can't you push your friends to do the right thing? Can't you push your friends to doing the right things instead of you going the wrong way? Yeah, I mean, you can bring your friends from the wrong direction to the right direction. Must you always be the one to learn bad things from people? I don't think that is right. I think we need to start from the home. Parents need to know it, but some parents too, you know, they take this thing so their kids grew up,
develop the habits,
seeing my dad smoking, seeing your dad drinking, seeing your dad doing all sorts, and the kids get that from it. Before you say
that is one thing, and that is one advice to the parents. You know, don't do these things in front of your kids, because kids, we pick things fast. Yeah, I said we pick things fast. We look at our parents as our mentors. You know, if you are a womanizer, trust me, if you're an alcoholic, there's every tendency that your son might pick, there's at least 40% tendency that your son might pick the habit. So for the sake of your children, it's only right that you discourage these habits and don't even do it in front of them. Then
yeah, but when you have uncles, that's again, when you have people living with you, some uncles will send your kids to go and buy these things without you knowing. This is how
and one day they just want to try it.
So you need to watch, that is communication. You must communicate with your children, with your words. You must have this rapport. You must be friendly with them so that they can tell you everything around them, tell you the kind of friends they keep. There's a woman that came in here, she's a politician, and she told me what I did to my child, my kids, was to go to Facebook with another name, get to be their friends, you know, on Facebook with another name, and she got to see all the kind of interaction the son does on Facebook and the kind of friends. So she pretended and put a fake picture. That's not her true name. And she began to wonder, so my son knows these things? Why am I pretending? So my son knows all of these things. And when she got back, she decided to sit them down and talk to them. You know, we don't need to shy away from it. Yeah, drug affects more than just you alone. They can take it. If you don't stop this, if you don't educate them, they can even come and kill you. You hear where some kids shoot their parent. They are high already on substance. And so they take the guns and they kill their parent. They kill friends. They kill neighbors. They kill people around them. So I think we need to drive this home.
True.
We need to look at it. And we're going to get a counselor someday here to tell us more. You know, and also a doctor to tell us more about these things. You know,
this abuse is more on the youth side. But then youth, I'm a little into entertainment, right? So I know these things. The entertainment industry has successfully aggravated alcoholism and all of these things. But then when you look at these people you look up to, you know, the actors and actresses, trust me, even abroad, from DMX to these people at the end of the day that have been involved in smoking cocaine, sniffing cocaine, smoking weed, at the end of the day, look at how they end up.
There's nothing to write home about
Look
anymore.
at how they end up. You know, they end up in some rehab or one correctional center or thereabout. Their facials, the way they look, their attitude, all of these things go down the drain. Why? Because of excessive alcohol, drugs, cocaine, weed, and the likes. So you wouldn't want to be in that position. It's only right that you just detest this, stay away from these things, and be a good...
Well, you said something when you were talking, that they shouldn't, those people they look up to. Do not look up to a wrong person.
Facts.
Someone that smokes, that takes alcohol, excessive alcohol, someone that doesn't have good attitude and manners. Do not look up to such person. Someday, tell yourself, I want to be a managing director. I want to be an exemplary leader. Tell yourself, a visionary leader. Those are the things you should begin to look at for, not looking at someone that is mixing all sorts of things together and abusing drugs. It will land you to prison. One has to be careful.
True. The thing is, they will always tell you things, trying to cajole you. Right now, they have given so many nicknames to these drugs. You know, weed, Mary Jane, the chronic life, and all of these things. Try to funkify it, make it look like, yes,
good.
It's
They
good.
can make good,
Make it look
cool.
good.
That is
you know?
accepted, you know.
But
it's
you
cool.
don't look at all of that. You look at the effect. If I do this, what's the effect? If I do that, what's the effect? And when you look at these things, there have been no good effect. I mean, alcoholism, drugs, all of that, there have been no good effects. It only takes you on another journey
of no return. Another journey of no return.
You know, so that's
and away from that, what he gives you, the way he presents you to the public, people look at you and in their mind, you are nothing, because you've debased yourself to a level where nobody wants to associate you. When you come, they just tell you, you're taking something. It's not a good one. But we should also look at the medical side. When you misuse drugs, when you misuse drugs, your medications, when you do that, it affects some part of your bodies. Some is the cerebral, and some people begin to get pulses. Some other people is the liver, their kidney, everything will just pack up. We must remember that this life is beautiful, and if you must enjoy it, you must enjoy it in good health. Do not be a copycat. Yes, don't say because A is doing it, I must do it. When I see people that have some kind of habits, I feel for them. How did you manage to start what you cannot stop? All your salaries is there. If you calculate the numbers of sticks you take in a day, instead of you to take vegetables with it. And if you look at how people look at you, they look at you as not, they might not tell you, but they look at you as you're not responsible. When you take excessive alcohol, it smells, the way people perceive you. And they say, this is not a responsible human being. There are no good things that comes from taking drugs.
No good things.
You sniff cocaine, and you are in another world altogether. And you are finished already. There's a particular area in Ikeja where they do these things. And you go there and you say, oh my goodness. You know, some clubhouses, you see them afterwards. And they are out there and they are looking worn out. They are not mad, but they look mad.
Under the influence of something.
Yeah, they look mad. And some of them will be looking at you like dance, like they're gone. So I've not seen anything useful in people taking, sniffing, drinking, smoking.
You know,
I've not seen anything useful in that. What I've seen is it has brought them to nothing.
You know, I want to come in here. You talked about the medical aspects. Let's take this case study. I'm going back to the youth and the entertainment industry. For those that are entertainment inclined, there was a time when Davido had an affair with his then ex-girlfriend, and then fine, they gave birth to a child. It happened that after the birth of this child, the doctors detected marijuana in the blood of this child.
Innocent baby.
So then, it's the fault of somebody, either the father or the mother, or probably
That
both
has affected
parties.
the baby.
So when you look at this now, you have brought some kind of negative impact on the health of an innocent baby.
No, some of them disabilities.
How does that?
Some of them it affects the
So
structure of the baby.
You see, it's not just you. It's not just you. There are situations, there have been cases, medical reports where men, are having sexual defections because of alcoholism. Women are also having that kind of issue because of some kind of drugs they are taking.
Women are not being exempted right now in the society.
Definitely.
You see girls smokes, they even do it in public. They do it as though, are you not sure?
Like
oh
nothing,
my God.
it's nothing.
They do it and say, you excuse me, there's nothing. But we are in Nigeria. We have culture.
Nothing good about this.
We have culture. God forbid, my girl child. God forbid. Cannot even happen. God, I don't want to think about it. God forbid. But you see, what I'm saying is, we should begin to look at the youth. Youth need to begin to educate themselves. We're going to bring this topic someday and bring young ones here to talk about what they feel about what is happening. Some of them are helpless. If you are into it and you want to get out of it, you can call us after this program so we can recommend someone for you, take you through the rehab. Some of them entered through friends, according to you, peer pressure. Some enters maybe through your parents even. And you see some parents, they are drinking and say, bring my baby to come and test these things. Okay, they puff it on the baby's faces and the rest and the rest. I think we must look at the effect.
And for people that go into presentations, or you trying to summon some kind of courage to do something that you're scared of doing, most of your friends will probably recommend these things. Okay, take this. Okay, take that.
But I don't think so. I think they're just being lazy.
They're just being lazy.
No, they're just being lazy.
It will not work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't
work. That's what they tell you.
I want to MC an event, and they tell you I need to quickly take this in so that it can make
That's
me.
a big fat lie.
It can make me strong. It means you are mentally deterred.
And you're not even helping yourself.
It means you are not strong enough. Some in secondary school will say, I have to take this thing to toast a girl. It means you are not bold enough. You're not manly enough. Those things do kill. If you need to do anything, it mustn't be under any influence. You just go straight. It makes you bolder. It makes you more intelligent.
Over time.
Yes, you learn from it. But take drugs. No. It kills. Don't follow all these people you see, superstars, some of them. Don't say, I went out and I saw the superstar taking it, and it will make you a superstar. It will only make you feet down, go down, 6 feet down.
Not a superstar up there.
Yes.
But then that brings me to this point. We that look up to these superstars because of when we look up to them, we want to do what they do. My brothers and sisters, my friends out there, make sure you watch what you listen to. Watch what you listen to. There are, especially American music, and even in Nigeria, always glorifying, okay, this and that. I want to go and do this. I want to
tattoo my body because
trust me, it's not. Mind what you listen to.
JC tattooed his body.
Even if peradventure you
oh my goodness.
Find a way, or they'll always force it on you. The media, they promote these things well. Find a way to.
Not all the media. I have to correct you.
It doesn't have.
If you say the media, you're generalizing. We do not
promote
such things here.
We don't promote that here.
We are against it here.
Against
do
drugs.
not take drugs. We're against drugs abuse. Do not abuse drugs. Once it's prescribed, take as being prescribed. Do not take excessive.
Do not.
Don't go too far with it. Take, if it's a 2 tablespoons morning, afternoon, and evening, take it that way. Don't take it because you want to be high. You might be high on the ground 6 feet. we won't hear about you anymore. So we must wrap up this segment right now. Anthony, final one from you for this segment.
It was a very good session with Vera. Thank you very much. To my youth out there, based on the topic for today, make sure you keep yourself healthy, stay away from drugs, don't drink and drive. If you're drinking while driving, just drink water.
Okay, don't drink and drive. Don't drink if possible. If you know you cannot control yourself, don't bother. It's not by force. You can just put vitamin C and water. It is colored drink. Well, that's where we end this segment. Up next is Superdawn Sports. I hope Princeville will tell me something to suit me, because yesterday, Nigeria match in Argentina wasn't it. I wanted a goal. I wanted it in the net. I wanted us to win, and I wanted to. He promised a jersey, Nigerian jersey, promised me. I wanted to fly that jersey today, but that will not happen. It is sports segment. We'll go on this break. We'll be right back.